yeah, I can trust my reality now, but back then I definitely couldn't. I started as this really small, shy, grade 9 kid who was skinny. Got into it because my father did martial arts growing up too when he was about my age. Sports were my passion. I tried boxing and loved it. I grew probably at least like 6 inches and I was training every day. There's so much tactical stuff. Obviously, you still have to be athletic, you want to be fast, you want to be powerful. Boxing helped. It helped me gain confidence. I was less shy. And I just loved the workout and feeling. I don't know, it kind of became like a jock from that point on. My dad was very supportive of me when I started boxing because he knew it was a passion of mine.
And then when I saw you fight, you did very well. Whether you won or lost, it seemed nothing really changed with you. You were equally gracious and whatnot. Win, lose, or draw.
I had my first amateur fight, which I won in the second round because I broke his nose. So it's very ecstatic. Went through a lot of nerves first fight, like the apprehension, the fear, the excitement, the adrenaline. It was difficult to stay composed, but I don't know. I was trained well by my coach and teammates. You do sparring with them, you do drills with them. You have your coach to help you, but when you step in the ring, it's kind of just all you. I went 3-3. I had 3 wins, 3 losses, but wins you're super excited from, but and then losses you're super pissed, but you're also you get motivated and you figure out like what strengths and weaknesses, like what worked for you, what didn't, how did they beat you, and you learn to apply that, and then you're very motivated when you get back to the gym the next week. Competing as an amateur, had 6 fights as an amateur before I got sick with psychosis. I remember when the psychiatrist told me I had schizophrenia and like schizoaffective disorder, thought my life was over, that like it was a life sentence. I wouldn't be able to do anything, wouldn't be able to live an enjoyable life.
It slowly dawned on us that something was wrong, but the last week, just before you got sick, and that drive into the hospital, the 4 of us, I can remember that was, what is going on, and what are we gonna do about this? That was, at that moment, you know something's drastically wrong, and it's nothing you have any experience or control over.
Been hospitalized twice. Yes, summer of 2014 for 11 days. Not a lot to do. Listen to music, audiobooks, watch a movie, short walks outside, then come back. Locked up and not really allowed to go anywhere. I was very excited to be discharged, but at the same time, it was good for me to be in there that time because my brain needed that structure and support. I was diagnosed with psychosis and NOS and had to take 5 months off work. So I was on a very high dose of antipsychotics. I stopped sparring at that point just because of all the symptoms I had, right? Like the disorganized thinking, so it was hard for me to concentrate. Conversations were super strenuous. Just I couldn't keep up mentally with it. And then also the fact that the meds too made me extremely tired and lethargic and weight gain. The meds affected my energy, the illness affected my concentration. Felt like I took many steps backwards in terms of my level. Always distracted with delusions or hallucinations. I had auditory hallucinations, which is the most common, but you can hallucinate with any of the senses. For me, I was hearing voices when I was by myself or with people. And like the weird part is, you can have voices inside your head, but you can also have like external voices. So I would have stuff, and it literally felt like I was hearing it through my ear. stuff being said, like I would be near my friends and I would hear them talking about me, but like they weren't talking at all. That was super stressful when you can't trust your senses. Paranoia is a delusion. It's the most common type of delusion. It's basically just irrational fear with no evidence kind of thing, or like very little evidence. I had various delusions. Like I remember being scared to go outside because I thought there's people on the roof of my house who were going to attack me. Right? I didn't want to go to sleep because I thought people would attack me if I fell asleep. I wasn't thinking hypothetically. Like I was certain that was going to happen, so I was terrified. Like I know I couldn't trust the present, but I also couldn't trust the past. And I was also hospitalized a second time for 37 days for a suicide attempt. Yeah, what was it like when I was in the hospital?
The scariest part of that, I think, is not knowing if there's going to be a recovery, if it's going to get worse. So I'm scared for what your future would hold for you.
Definitely the hardest part of my life, so that's why I definitely would not wish it on my worst enemy, because no one wants to go through that. Day to day, it didn't seem like much would change. Some days would be worse, some days would be better, but on a monthly basis, there was always improvement. Yeah, I definitely did for a certain bit feel about quitting. I don't know, eventually went back to boxing. My coach would always tell me too, when in doubt, jab in, jab out. I'm decently tough because I've done hundreds of rounds of sparring with really good fighters. I've beat people up and I've been beaten up. It was, probably almost a year, I think, until I got on the right meds, on the right dose. I know for psychosis, the average recovery time for people is 2 years until you're symptom-free. Me, it was a bit longer. I know, realistically, I might have to deal with some of these symptoms for the rest of my life, which is not ideal. But I don't know, I can still work around that. For my well-being right now, I have a lot of tools. Obviously, medication is one. I still take medication every night before bed. I've pretty much mastered cognitive behavioral therapy.
My social worker, Daryl, has really helped me in my recovery ever since I first got sick, less than a month after my 19th birthday.
So you were stuck at this place for quite a long time where you felt your life wasn't worth living. And it was really difficult for us to convince you that you would eventually recover from psychosis. And we do expect that the vast majority of people make a complete recovery from their first episode of psychosis, which you have done.
The original scary thought doesn't scare you anymore because you have something that you truly believe. And when you truly believe your balanced thought, the scary thought has no power over you. Yeah, no, I'm doing really well now. So that's a factor to support I've had from my family, as well as some of my close friends are basically family. So they've helped out immensely as well. Right, like I would do reality checks with people.
Basically, all a reality check would be is I would talk to someone who was not sick, and toss an idea at them. What's your opinion on this situation that we're at right now, or something else, and what do you think happened, or what's about it? How should I interpret this? And a lot of times their answer would be vastly different than what I was thinking when I was sick with psychosis. So it really helped me. Yeah, I know. At the party, I'm pretty sure this guy was recording me. He had his phone out for a while, he was trying to get me to say something so he could record it.
He was probably texting someone, right?
Yeah, you might be right actually then, I guess, but I don't know, I just felt like he was, I don't know, it was my instinct that he was trying to record me.
Sure, it's a party though. People text each other all the time. He's got a girlfriend.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, he's probably just texting her.
I had my fun at most of the party.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Good point. Good point.
But not had enough takeaway circulation.
Yeah. Okay, make a fist.
Yep.
Good?
Worked well.
Yeah, all right.
You worked really hard, and now you're working, you're going to school, you're an A student. That's one of the things you were worrying about, is that your brain wouldn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. And the noodle still works.
Chris, do you want any of these things for the burgers?
I was afraid of it for so long, but when it actually was open, people were warm-hearted and caring. I feel like I'm still in recovery to a certain degree. And that what I mean by that is because there is no cure for schizoaffective. You can treat the symptoms, but there's still no cure. So I still have some underlying stuff, but I don't know. It's a journey, right? This small steps, take it one step at a time. I'm way farther right now than I was like even a year ago.
You think, well, sometimes that I had a little tougher growing up than you guys did, but I never had anything close to that tough. And you managed to deal with that. And not only deal with it, you managed to shine through it. You know, you come through it being a role model for others, and just the character you've shown, the compassion.
It was a difficult thing, hard to go through, but went through it, came out a better person at the end. It's a tough way to go through. To become a better person, there's much easier ways. Having gone through something difficult and suffering makes me, I don't know, appreciate what I have more and also appreciate others more. I'm happy now, back doing a lot of things I love. I still got more goals I'm trying to achieve and just live a life that I enjoy. If you get diagnosed, right, it's not a life sentence. Recovery is tough, but recovery is also expected. I do have schizoaffective disorder. That's just one small part of who I am.
Action.
I'm sorry.